Hi, so just going to talk today a wee bit about prednisone, tapering and weight gain, weight loss. So I think the last time I made a video about steroids and tapering, so I think I had been at 30 milligrams due to a decline in my lungs. So I'd been on, I think I'd been put up to 30 milligrams earlier on in the year, and because of that, a lot of weight gain. So currently at 7.5 milligrams, the tapering has gone really well. I haven't had any real, major flare-ups because of the tapering. I haven't really suffered with a lot of pain like normal. So normally I'll have something will flare up, whether it be the dermatomyositis or there's the cat going to walk by, there's Suki. So normally, yeah, the dermatomyositis will flare up or the psoriatic arthritis will flare up if I taper too quickly. But I've been quite lucky this time. But I think that's because I've also had a round of rituximab. So I think I had that back in April, which helped with the lung function, which has gone really well. And I'm due it again this month, I think. So I'm due another round of rituximab this month. As you can hear, I am getting a wee bit more wheezy, breathless again, but I think that's also because the weather has changed here in Scotland. So the colder weather always does kind of, make things a wee bit more difficult with the lungs. But yeah, the lung function though has been really well, has been going really good. So yeah, I think the tapering has gone really well because we have gone, we've gone from 30 down at 7.5, and I'm staying at 7.5 until I'm seen again in clinic, which I don't know when that will be, but I've been at 7.5 for a wee while now, so my body's getting time to adjust. I'm also on methotrexate right now for the psoriatic arthritis, which I've had to I've been on and off that quite a bit because I keep, with one thing or another. So I will get a sinus infection because I'm immunosuppressed. So I'll get sinus infections, and then when you get sinus infections, you have to stop the methotrexate so that you can take the antibiotics. And then when you stop the methotrexate, the psoriatic arthritis will flare up. So currently I keep getting, I don't know if you'll see it in the video, but I will keep getting these little, my arthritis will flare up at the side of my nose. I can feel it on my scalp. For some reason it always flares up in my butt. So I'm feeling those at the minute. A couple more weeks I've not been on it and I will feel it, my fingers, I will feel the arthritis in my fingers, my toes. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons I will have to stop the methotrexate is when the sinus infections. I've also had COVID recently, which again, I've had to stop methotrexate for that. I'm currently having to stop it again for 2 weeks because I've just had my COVID and flu vaccines. So that's going to be another 2 weeks of no methotrexate. I think the purpose of that is to give your body a chance, for the COVID and flu vaccines to have a chance to work. So that's another 2 weeks. So every time I stop the methotrexate, obviously the arthritis kind of flares up a bit. So I'm probably over the next few weeks, my skin is going to flare up quite a bit. My skin is, I think this is more dermatomyositis, but the dryness. I have recently had if you're familiar with dermatomyositis, if you have it yourself, if you're aware of the condition. So I've recently had the really red cheeks around the eyelids, the rash that comes with dermatomyositis. I've had that recently, and it's more so when I go outside, it will flare up, you can notice it more. And I have started to get little bits of rash here again. But I'm assuming that that's going to calm down once I get the rituximab again, which again is due soon, but I think I may have to hold off getting that if I do get a call to get that anytime, like within like the next week or so, I may need to postpone it a wee bit because I have just had the cold and flu vaccine to give that a chance to work. But again, I'm going away next month for a week, and because you get your rituximab, you get the infusion, and then 2 weeks later you get it again. So it's trying to fit these things in, to fit all these infusions in around life. So yeah, that. But in terms of flare-ups, not been too bad with the tapering. It's going pretty well. Because it's typically when you get under the 10 milligrams, things go a bit iffy. But so far so good. I have been more tired. I have been hit with periods of fatigue. Being on the 30 milligrams, I was like bulletproof. I could do anything. I was, hyper, could do absolutely anything. So I am finding that I am having more periods of really extreme fatigue. If I do something one day, it is taking me days. And I'll look forward to the weekend where I'm like, right, I am absolutely doing nothing at all. I am just resting, recuperating. I absolutely have to. Because it's not like I do a lot during the week, but even just simple driving is absolutely wiping me out. So I do need the weekend to I literally stay in my pyjamas all weekend. Don't even shower. Like, yeah. But that's the way it's got to be. So that's how it's going with the tapering. Really pleased with that. My weight had crept back up to 16 stone 10 prior to starting going back up to the 30 milligrams of steroids. I think I was down to like 14 stone 3, but I was down at 14 stone 3 because I had lost a lot of weight with the flare up of my lungs. So that wasn't really a true reflection of my weight. I was loving the weight loss, but the weight loss was there because of the illness. So, but I had gone, but it was creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, and it was creeping up fast because of the steroids. So I did not want to hit 17 stone. I was like, I do not want to get up to 17 stone. And I was also very aware of the heart issues. That's another update actually. But I'll get back to that. So I was like, I really don't want to get to 17 stone. I don't want to keep going up and up and up and up and up. I really need to do something about this. So I have been doing something about it. So I thought I'm going to really try. I'm really going to try and stop the weight creeping up, even if that's all I do. But I have managed to lose 8 pounds. And I think it's taken about 8 weeks so far. So, it's averaging out £1 a week, which I am happy with. I'm in no rush to be like dropping tons of weight. As long as it's coming down slowly, steadily, I am happy with that. So what I've been doing is, I thought, right, I'll do, a calorie deficit. Make sure, not a crazy calorie deficit, just make sure that I am tracking my calories. I'm not just shoveling food in and not even paying attention to the calories that I am consuming. So I do use MyFitnessPal. I don't pay for the premium. I just use the free version and just input my calories myself. So I've set it at 1,600 calories, but I walk up and down the living room. So I just walk up and down in the house, because I've also got this phrase ringing in my head that sitting is the new smoking. And because of the heart issues, I do not want to be just sat here, if I can help it. So walking up and down the living room, I try and get between 10 and 20,000 steps a day. And it's not, I'm not pacing up and down. I'm just walking up and down the living room. It's a pace that I can do, but at least I'm not sitting. And that is gaining me some extra calories to play with. So that's what I've been doing. And I have also, instead of eating chocolate, eating like normal cakes, I have been buying protein products, like my protein, like the bars. So I've been having them as a treat. And because also with a muscle condition, you need your protein. So I have been buying the protein products from My Protein. I have been trying other brands as well, but I find that, I can't remember what the other brand is. Is it Warrior? I have got a few boxes of stuff there, but I have been finding that those have been spiking my blood sugars. And I am diabetic, and I can feel it when I eat one of those, that my blood sugars, because I think they have got some nasties in them. But I mean, don't quote me, sorry, but I do feel it. Whereas when I eat my protein products, I don't feel that spike in my blood sugars. So I have been sticking with that. So I will, and there's lots of different varieties. I'm not being sponsored, but there's lots of different varieties. So some I like, some I don't. Some I will buy again, some I won't. So that's what I've been doing as a treat. And I mean, that's been 8 weeks. There's been a couple of weekends where I've been like, right, I just really fancy a pizza, I'll order a pizza. Last night I ordered vegetable pakora. Never again. Been dying all night, all morning. Too much information, I know, but never again. It wasn't worth it. So yeah, keeping a track of your calories it honestly makes all the difference. So yeah, I've lost 8 pounds so far, which is good going considering I'm on 7.5 milligrams of steroids a day on top of all the other medication. So I am really pleased with that effort. So it can be done, it can be done. And again, like I said, walking up and down. So that is my update so far with tapering steroids and the weight loss. So I'm hoping to just continue with this, and hopefully the weight will just continue to come down. Obviously, coming down on the steroids will have helped with that weight loss, and hopefully when I manage to come down again to 5 milligrams, that may help again a wee bit with the weight loss. I don't know when that will be. But in terms of the heart thing, so I did go and see cardiology, who had said she is not super concerned that, I'm going to drop down dead with a heart attack anytime soon. Obviously, she can't confirm that. I don't know if I did have a video on this. Who knows? But anyway, if I didn't, but she is ordering an MRI because she wants to check that the myositis hasn't affected my heart muscle itself, because I do keep getting these irregular heart rate tracing, and because I do keep getting bradycardia. So she wants to just double check, but that could be a few months. But anyway, there's how it's been going with the tapering and the weight loss. So don't lose hope. It can be done. So thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you get to spend your spoons on something fun. Bye.